yeah, I mean,
I think we were like farther in the conversation though, where like it didn't matter.
True, fair enough.
just like
But either
their
way,
advice.
like, in general, when you're talking about these guys like selling these subscriptions online to like help them with stocks, it's like if that guy's making that much money every day, if he's making $7,000 a day, why does he need some like?
Hey, he's halfway there.
Some kids $50 a month or $100 a month or whatever. Like these people are charging. Like,
but the
it's
advice
called the
needs to
hustle.
be. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly sound advice. You can't just be giving this shit away for nothing.
But like
$50 a week to change or no,
To
it's
change
a
your
month?
life?
It's a month. A month.
Wow,
It'll
$12.50 a
change your
week, pretty
life.
much. That's
The financial advice. You want to buy a house? $50 a month. I'll get you that house. That's and you could clip anything. You just say whatever you want.
I like that though. Where do I sign up for this course?
You know what's funny about those things too? Is like
Talk to me, brother.
Oh yeah, talk to me, brother. You know what's fun? We're making the world a better place. No, you know what's fun? Especially if you can come out with something where no one can prove that you're actually full of shit. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the bit they're playing.
That's just life these days.
Psychologist, same thing, right? Therapy, come on, that doesn't work. What are we doing here?
You ever been to
therapy works?
You ever been to a strip club in Thailand?
Yeah. Well,
but I am realizing that
something comes out there.
I am realizing that lately though, that like people who are like in powerful positions are just bullshitting more than us. And they're just good at they're comfortable
really
doing it.
Hundo
Yeah,
P.
100%. Well, you gotta be able to call them out too, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's a perfect example. Climate change.
Climate change is iffy.
Perfect example, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, before we're about to lose half our viewers, climate change is something that it's happening, and sure, people are the cause of it, right? Unequivocally, sure. But like, to what degree?
Big word for you, by the way.
Matt Damon. But like, to what degree, right?
It's smart.
And yeah, thank you. But like, to what degree, right? And at the same time, it's like you have there's people down the aisle that take it for what it is and be like, I'm really worried about the environment. And then you got people like this was just in the news. There is this one. I'm gonna pull this up. You guys are gonna love this. It's something about climate change. You guys are you ready for this? This is why people, by the way, do not.
This just in.
Hear me out.
Climate changing.
Climate
news,
change is
man.
bullshit. No, but again, this is wait. Before I get into this, let me tell you something. Yesterday, something amazing happened. Okay, I'm driving in my car and I drive past this plant that I don't know burn children for a living. I don't know what they do. Driving past this plant. This plant for the past 20 years has always smelled like eggs. All right, always smelled like eggs. Yesterday, I drive past this plant. We have a new smell. Didn't smell like eggs anymore. It smelled like something like
burnt hair,
burnt rubber. That's what it smelled like.
Well, there just might have been a fire.
At the egg plant.
But it didn't smell like eggs.
You mean the egg factory?
So I want to go ahead and say, to play devil's advocate, what we're doing is working. Because now it's not eggs. It smells like rubber. Yeah. And
Which
so
I feel like is
we're
worse.
saving. No, it's not. No, it's not. You don't fucking care about. No, you don't fucking care about the world. You don't care about the climate. It's
I thought you were
like you are
coming with
disgusting.
legit news. Like, buddy,
I am.
You
Here
can
we
make
go.
the argument.
Let me
about
go back.
the CO2 not being a legit
Stop.
stat. But this guy's talking about the eggplant turned into rubber.
I'm just giving you some anecdotal evidence, okay? Okay, so here we go. So this is the new news. This one, okay, climate change.
I'm gonna believe in climate change after listening to you. Before I did
climate change.
Yeah.
Here
I'm actually anti.
Okay, climate change. Did you know that climate change is sexist? Here we go. And this is, by the way, let me finish before you hop in. This is why
honestly
people
though.
don't
I think
trust-
he's lost his mind.
Everything is inherently sexist.
Sure it is.
Until we unsexize it.
Because of the white devil.
Because of the white devil.
Yeah, this is why people. This is the boogeyman. Climate change
Straight
acts.
white males.
Hold on. This is from CNN.
One day when there's an AI polar bear president,
Yeah, climate change
will finally
as
be
a threat.
treated seriously.
As a threat multiplier, finding existing injustices and amplifying them. Women and girls already grapple with gender inequality, but when extreme weather devastates a community, the UN found that inequalities worsen. Intimate partner violence spikes. Girls are pulled from schools.
start hitting them?
Daughters are married early, and
Well,
women
that's just a
and
necessity,
women
I
and
guess.
girls forced
Wait,
from
what
their
kind of
homes
disaster are we
face a
talking about?
higher risk
When
of
was this-
sexual exploitation
when
and
wa-
trafficking.
When was this study
We
done?
need to
In
save the
fucking
world.
1908?
We
I
need
thought they were talking about when like
To save the world.
Louisiana flooded or something
Yeah.
like that. Here we're talking about Darfur or some
Yeah.
shit.
I'm not
saying-
yeah, like I'm not talking Sudan
listen,
problems. here.
obviously, the irony of like me spending the extra 30 cents to get a fucking non-plastic bag. We've talked about all this garbage, how they ruined the fucking Frosty and the ice cap. I don't want to talk about that in Canada, but it's the fact that you got these stories coming out, and it's like now climate change is sexist. Who's gonna take this shit seriously?
I don't know.
Only
I've never heard
politicians
that. That
get
story
bullshit
didn't.
this-
What like
No, it's an actual
alt-right
CNN.
sites
No,
are you on?
CNN's left
No,
wing.
that
What do you
makes
mean?
sense. That'd be an alt left story.
But like that's just politics for you, man. It's a circus.
But
like
that's my point. Is like you could take
They're-
you know,
they're all
Epstein,
bullshitting.
same thing, the whole thing, right? Everything. Everything, and we're making the world a better place.
He hung himself. Let me say it. He hung himself.
man,
and
he
you know
don't
what?
Even,
I'm
I'll
gl-
like jump across
No,
the
he
table,
didn't.
man.
He didn't, and
he
I'm
did
glad-
not fucking hang himself.
I'm just glad that he got the help he needed from the Lord, right? Somebody came down, they
No, like he didn't because he committed suicide.
and you
that's
know
a
what we
sin.
need? We need a GoFundMe for those guards who are unjustly right now.
Want to talk about unjust?
Those guards who are unjustly getting prosecuted right now for his murder when he
Killed
clearly
hims-
killed himself.
yes.
We need to GoFundMe.
Oh my God.
We need to GoFundMe.
Buddy, if they didn't participate in the murder, they at least like were paid to look the other way. Like
No, guards are. You know how
There's
busy it is in
there's
a
a
prison.
lot.
There's so
They're
much going on.
They're
Oh my God.
understaffed.
Oh
What if
my
they're?
God.
Hey, what if
Hold
they're?
on.
You know how these things happen. It's like, they start a fire in one bunkie for nothing, and then they all go check it out. There's a code blue. Next thing you know, there's a code blue in a certain cell, and then it's his face. And yeah, some people hang them. Like it just
Listen,
happens.
We have a corrections officer. We can call him up.
We can call him. We
We
can say,
call
hey,
him
what do
and
you
ask him
do?
right now.
Are you too busy sometimes? Would you not notice?
Do you
if-
think he's got the inside scoop though? Like he's heard from the
Through the
union.
union,
like,
yeah, they
from
let
the
him know.
unions.
They let
They're
him
like,
know.
yeah, buddy,
Yo,
it was
think-
not a suicide.
Those union guys are really lonely. They're like just pulling in guys. Hey, guess what? We did it. It was us. It was us. Call him up. Call him up and let's ask him.
No, not right now. We'll call him in a bit.
All right.
Could you imagine him taking that call at work?
Yeah.
Someone's listening in and we're just like, man, were you guys behind
No,
that?
they know too much.
It would be even worse if we're on the phone and then all of a sudden all you hear is like, hang up the phone.
Who's that breathing?
Old school when
thought-
you'd like the two receivers at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta be careful though. Liable to hear some shit you don't want to hear on that line.
It was a lot easier to listen to calls back then. You just pick the phone up.
You want to talk about?
Yeah.
Right,
They
you
just
pick
got
the
the,
phone up
the
and listen.
FBI agent in the other room.
Yeah, you just gotta dial in.
It's,
Speaking of dialing in, I think a certain group was dialed into the pod last week and just ruined the audio because it is practically unlistenable.
Oh.
And I'm sorry, but if you listen, you know who I'm talking about.
yeah.
These people, let's just say, where do they keep these wires? Tunnels
Okay.
underground.
Let's
Where are
start it-
these people?
You're
expert
risking
diggers?
the audio
Let's
this
say-
week right now.
I know,
Let's-
but I can't
let's start by
I'm
making a
speaking
shout
for
out.
freedom.
That's
And frankly, the censorship has got to end at some point. And they tried to censor us last week, and that's what happened.
Starts with chicks with dicks, ends with tunnels.
I know. And I mean, imagine
do you
they,
think
they
the
dug the tunnel with the dick.
With the dick, the dildo dick.
That's what's
do you,
really.
do you think the Mossad is after this
Listen.
podcast now?
I don't know. Hey, to be fair, I actually don't know which side would come after us. Because right down the middle, we take
No.
shots at both. We take shots
but
at both.
we really did lean one way on that
We
one.
did. We did. We did. We had a lean.
I think we spent probably an extra 5 minutes more than we needed to on the dirty mattresses, and then that was really.
To be fair,
that
why are
really-
they soiled? We all have questions. And can I just say, they did brush over that. They never actually went back and why were they soiled? Like these arrests just happened, and now
Yeah.
no one knows anything.
Do you think like there was just like one guy among them that like just found out about it and like he just sat a bunch of them down and was like, guys, everyone's super suspicious of us.
What the fuck happened?
What the fuck? You don't need to do this stuff. You're giving them ammo.
And also, why
They
were
don't-
they? Why were they in the walls?
Yeah,
Yeah,
why are you
hey.
guys digging tunnels in the walls, coming at us through grates?
Imagine-
Also, at least get a
Ima-
permit. Think
Yeah.
about who they are.
No, imagine
Yeah.
how much
they
fun
can push
those.
anything.
Hey, Hey, how great those meetings would be to sit in on it though. Like, guys, just remember, we can't all come out of the same hole. Okay? Like, we gotta take turns, different holes.
It's true.
Dude, but like, could you imagine like if you saw like some black guy dressed like Cat Williams coming out of the sewer?
Yeah.
You would just be like, the blacks are up to no good.
Well,
I would argue you'd never find a black person in the sewer.
But that's my point. That's my point.
That's your point.
You like maybe you see a homeless guy, white, black, whatever he is. That's okay. But if you see a well-dressed man of any ethnicity coming out of a sewer,
they're well dressed. Do you think? Like,
well, like,
nah.
I mean,
because they're like the Orthodox Jews, right?
Well, they have
These-
all the
these
money,
aren't your-
right? They have all the money.
I
don't necessarily know.
They have
I
like
don't
all
know.
of that money.
I don't think it was like necessarily.
Okay,
these-
can we listen?
You
we
saw
need
the
to
mattresses
find-
they weren't Kelly Cakes.
We
I'm
need to
just
find
saying.
some common ground for the conversation. They have most of the money. We can let's.
No, the
we're gonna
Saudis
move
have all
on.
the money.
And yeah, and like they do two things: run society and build tunnels.
Why?
So do the Saudis, though. I
Saudis-
honestly
Saudis
will say,
No,
that's not true.
Hey,
No,
can I
that's
just
not true.
say,
They
with all the live
also-
golf and stuff,
I was
if
gonna
the
say.
Saudis need a podcast,
No problem.
buddy,
I'll take
we're
100
there.
milli.
buddy.
Yeah.
I'll take
The Saudis are bu- what do you mean?
$56 at this
They're
point.
busy, man. Also, that's just a nice. Listen,
That's just a
they're
nice
known-
place with
that
nice
they're known
people and old
great
traditional
money.
values.
Nothing right. Guys
I-
are guys and colors are colors.
Okay.
I feel like
Look, and
I
then
feel like 20
That's a
years
movie
from
quote,
now,
by the
though,
way, people. Not an actual statement
Yeah.
on how he feels.
20 years from now, like I think people will think of the Saudis the way that they like think of Jews right now, and they'll be like super suspicious of like anyone who says they're Saudi.
But they're already suspicious. They're dropping $billions
Yeah.
on fucking Charlie Woods. They're
Yeah.
suspicious.
The Saudis already had
suspicion is
suspicion
out.
flag.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
It's
Don't
out,
be
dude.
Suspicious.
Dude, once you build a mall and like with a ski resort in the mall, people are gonna start to wonder what's going on over there.
Yeah, what is?
What
Like,
are you
hey,
doing?
How do I
this
get some of
legit?
that?
Yeah. Wait, what?
It's crazy when you like the crazy part of it, and I don't know how they kind of get around
Crazier
this.
than the mattress tunnels. Keep going.
Well, like, but the Saudis, like those guys, they don't believe in interest.
You know what they also don't
What do you
believe in? Soiling their bed and putting it in walls.
Wait, what do you mean they don't believe in interest?
Like, if you talk to those like hardcore Muslim guys,
Yeah.
they say like paying interest or like earning interest.
Oh,
is-
that makes sense because they also don't gamble.
they don't gamble.
So
They
it's very,
don't, but like
tit for tat.
Eye for an eye.
they
tit for
don't
tat,
do
yeah.
things on credit that way. Like they don't see it as like a good thing to collect interest. So like all of those investments are like pure like it's not like they're just loaning money out.
So if
Yeah.
I just like
It's
get
just
like
clean
a
money to
Saudi
clean money.
PO box and then get my visa from there, 0 interest rates.
they don't give out visas, man.
No.
Oh, like yeah, I
You know
got
what I
you're
mean?
saying.
They wouldn't dare.
I don't
If you're-
think they
if,
like.
If
I-
you're no, but if
I don't
you're-
think Visa operates
But
there.
that's the thing. They wouldn't dare if your highness, if what
They-
the Sultan or your highness, your holiness or the highness.
The
If you
Sultan.
no,
I thought I was like,
Yeah,
the
that was
Sultan?
iffy,
That was
man.
wild. The Sultan. I don't
Oh,
think
you
they
repeated it 9
they
times.
don't. No, Visa's not there. They trade in like tigers still, don't they? Like
Oh,
it's like
now
oil and
yeah, we're
tigers.
back to
It's
you.
those two.
But I think it would be like a sheik or something, right?
Okay, that's what I was going for.
Yeah,
Is chic,
Sultan.
okay? I'm not Sultan. Chic, but chic and Sultan. I mean, I
What's
don't
a
think
sheik? What
even
is
the-
that?
I
just
think
someone
it's
with
just
a lot
like
of money.
well, like they say the Muslim
It's like-
sheiks
it's-
are like,
yeah,
yeah, they
it's
got
like
a
a
lot of
king,
money,
it's
but
a
The
like,
king. The king.
No.
Wait, they have kings?
No.
They have kings there.
Can I just say
Sorry.
that Sultan
yeah,
has
Muhammad
Sultan
bin
has insulting and like Sultan kind of commingle, but the Sultan is a compliment. I don't know why you guys got all bent out of shape. Like I was trying to compliment the highest respect to this man
well, it's
or woman, whatever. I'd probably guarantee it'd be a man. Old traditional values.
Traditional values.
Wholesome.
Wholesome.
OTV.
Wholesome.
OTV.
Right? Nothing wrong with that. All right. Show up. Everybody knows their roles, and it'd be an easy place to move to, right? Because everyone knows, like, you know,
I'm a sweater.
Here's your lane. Yeah, but still, you know what I mean? Other than the weather, I feel like the cultural norms, you could just kind of slide in there. Wait, you can't
No
drink.
drinking.
There's no drinking.
yeah, 0. I have an uncle who worked
Now-
over there for a bit, and he said it was like the big thing.
Dubai, you can gas booze though.
Yeah, I think Dubai they're allowing it now, but that's not in Saudi.
I know.
But it's like all part of the same thing. But like I had an uncle who lived there and said that like yeah, you couldn't drink any alcohol, and people would go and buy the near beers, buy a keg of near beer, like the fake alcohol
Yeah.
beers, and put yeast in it to like alcoholize alcoholize it again, and that was like,
So they're making moonshine.
That's the biggest thing.
Well, we all
Yeah.
know the story.
yeah.
When getting kicked out of a hotel room.
Yeah.
That's the military knocking on the doors is dangerous
It's like-
business.
Well, even he said at one point that like the only places like the Canadian embassy, they serve alcohol, but he said that like the police pretty much sit outside and be like ready to pull everyone over of like, did you drink anything tonight? Like it's like you can't really.
Can't even do it, eh?
Yeah.
So there's like no DDs there. There's no Uber there probably then.
I mean,
I think
there's
there's
probably
Uber.
a lot of Uber over there.
Why?
Yeah. Like just straight up like
So-
bulletproof Escalades.
Yeah, that's. Oh wait, is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything.
You're looking at me like you're saying something. Why would there be Uber over there? There's no one talking.
I mean, they got
A lot of money, man.
yeah,
They got
yeah,
a lot of
the-
disposable
ta-
income.
a lot of the
chauffeur
talent.
driver. That's.
for making money, of course.
Did you hear? This kind of blows me away. A little off topic. All right, love the Saudis. The Takeshi 6ix9ine guy. He like
OTV?
he beat
What?
his wife or something again, or beat his
That
girlfriend.
guy's.
Again,
Dude, he's a snitch, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
we don't
Snitch9
talk
thing.
about rats
Wait,
on this
we don't,
pod.
hold
we
on,
don't
we don't
talk about Bruno.
There's a reason why. Okay, I want to get this. So this guy again, I don't know his whole thing, but it popped up like he got arrested for domestic again. Why is it that? And I know we're probably gonna go cultural here. Why is it that all these rich rappers,
This guy does have pink hair too. So
No,
you'd think
fair
he'd
enough.
be on this.
Wait,
rich
wait,
guys
they either-
in general, man.
no,
Sugar
well,
Sean
but
wears
it's-
it way better than
It's not
6ix9ine.
rich guys.
6ix9ine looks like a
hold on,
meth
hold
head.
on. Rich
A
guys
lot of
are
rich white
sleazy,
guys
but no,
like
wait.
pound
This
their
isn't-
wives too, man.
This I'm saying rappers. I'm not saying
Yeah, rappers do it a
race.
lot,
But here
but
we go.
like-
Right? It's either like they either
I do not condone this.
they either hit a woman, right, domestic, they've got a gun, or they just like actually let's go those two things, or they fucking murder someone. But like even that murder someone, it's like you don't need street cred. You
Murder
don't need
who?
street cred. You got 20 million in the bank. These guys are carrying illegal firearms. It's like let's go hold up a 7-Eleven.
They got to do it though.
I think
For the
do you know what
streets.
I think
Get
most
the
of that
streets
is?
talking.
yeah.
It's like because a lot of these guys don't come from the hood, so I think that's them like just like
Buddy, we're throwing a shade.
Character-
at
What
you.
about-
we're putting a
character
target?
Well,
we,
we
we're,
grew up in.
no,
we're already
this
public
one.
enemy
like,
number one.
Some of those guys like were legit, but like I think a lot of them didn't grow up in the hood or were privileged in the hood.
Okay, what
So
about
they,
like
they
the-
were like it's not like they were out on the street.
You hear about like a guy in the like, and I'm not again. I'm just throwing out the leagues. You infer what you want, but the NBA, the NFL, when you have got a guy right who he's making 30 million a year, and then like he like shoots his girlfriend. You're like, what are you doing?
yeah.
I-
What did she do?
I heard a crazy stat once that like 50% of people by the time they leave the NFL are broke, have declared bankruptcy.
That's
So
that's just-
that's changed. That went more when they were making like
That-
less money.
I heard that a
But
while
yeah,
ago.
yeah. But yeah, not great with money. But it's the lifestyle. It's they don't have OTVs.
But what lifestyle though? You're going home to a mansion, sleeping with anyone you want. Like you're going home to a mansion. You got 30 million in the bank, and like they're just doing petty shit. It's so weird. I don't understand. If I had $20 million right now, I would never hit Nicole again.
The thing is, we hear about it when it happens. But I think I gotta let that go. But I think you are also implying that this happens like all the time. And I don't think you could name one example of it actually happening right now.
I could, but then I'll be called a racist.
No, you can like say a name and like if he factually did it, like
No, there was like who was
Dude,
listen, who was the guy that like dragged that chick in the NFL in the elevator?
Ray Rice never played in the NFL again.
yeah,
Okay.
they took him out for that, man.
Oh, he got out for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, these people, these lights are bright. I swear it happens.
But no, like I think that's pretty like well distributed across the racial spectrum.
Yeah.
No. And by
I
the
feel
way,
like
I'm
when,
just saying
when
like
you make a certain amount of money, like you just feel all powerful. So you come home and someone's nagging at you. Like I
You just
feel
shoot
like,
them.
Yeah,
I
just
get
like-
it. Hey, we're all married.
I think
We
that's like a
understand.
money
Yeah.
thing. When you look at everyone around you as less than you because you make so much money and you're paying for everything for them,
Mm-hmm.
like and those guys hear any nagging, I imagine they're just like, yeah, man.
buddy, I'm broken
they
at
all
everything.
hate- they hate
I'm
naggers.
broken. I think I'm better than most people. I just, people have more money than me, and I'm like, you're pathetic. You're fucking gross.
Flexing that overdraft.
just when you kiss the card before you swipe and just look up to the big guy and you're like, damn, it worked. And then yes, it worked. I got my goldfish crackers and Jello, and I look at the guy behind me who just looks like he came out of a law firm, and I go, you're pathetic. You make me sick. He's got some wife at home with triple D's, 2 perfectly blonde hair, blue-eyed kids, perfect grades, stay at home, no problems. I hope one of them finds the gun in the safe.
But yet he's there talking to a therapist 3 times a week about how unhappy he is. What a dickweed.
I think he's a great guy.
Dude, it would be amazing. You find all these people who are like, the trigger people and the people that need safe spaces. If we can have like a time machine, just go back to like the first draft and be like, just see it.
Okay.
You're out there.
You ever think about this?
That'd be fun.
You ever think about this though?
What?
Speaking of,
Tunnels.
groups
that lack old traditional values.
We need the next pod, by the way. Next pod is like, we only go after the whites.
The whites?
Oh, I'll go after some caucus individuals.
Yeah.
Next pod.
Do you want it? Next pod we'll do like just
white.
racism against white people.
To be fair, the people crawling out of those tunnels were predominantly
they're white.
Okay.
They're for sure white.
My point is, whoever controls the world.
What's the juice?
Okay, no, I'm not
allegedly, and with all due respect,
I'm not saying that, man. It could be a mixed race because some of those African guys, I feel like, are in control. Anyways,
that's where you're no there.
What was
Egypt and Africa, the Pharaoh.
Yeah, they built the temple.
The Pharaoh.
But whoever is controlling the situation, do you think they want you to like? They put out all that safe space shit because they're like, oh, if they're all like preoccupied with that, they'll never be successful. So it like controls their it's like solidifies their power.
I mean, maybe
no
because
fucking clue what you're talking about.
I kind of see what he's saying. Maybe because you can get degrees in like lesbian dance theory and shit like
those
that.
people aren't doing anything that's going to threaten their being.
You know what?
Yeah, but that's
you can get
killer class. Hold on. Think about all the great lesbian dancers that have been over the ages.
I watched this. There's this. It was like this fat shaming thing, and there's like it wasn't a documentary. It was like this like YouTube thing that popped up. It was some guy
family
roasting
dinner,
it.
and it hurt.
It
still hurts.
It was a guy roasting it, but it was basically like this professor who like went on this talk show, and she was talking about like fat. She was obviously a larger woman, but she was talking about like how she did her like dissertation and like her degree and like her 4-year thing on what is it? It was like positive fat body imaging and like how to be a proper advocate. And this was the same girl, by the way, who was saying like just winking at someone down the street is like advocating for like fat rights and beauty and stuff like that. So to your point,
and some people are great winkers. Like you see a wink, some winks mean more than others. Like you hit them with one, you're like, oh yeah, you just gave me one.
No,
you know what I'm talking about, Jimmy. You know what I'm talking about.
She was talking about like ways that you can act. She's like, you don't have to like go and march. You can like just by sending a wink to someone could be advocating.
Oh, they're not gonna march. Obviously,
they
don't have a march. They have a luncheon.
Until you're a straight white guy going down the street winking at everybody you see, and you just get clocked in the face.
Yeah, you better watch what you put on to wear that day.
So if you can get like degrees for that, then like I think they're trying to soften us. Is that the right way to look at it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I think it's just a hustle because what's that degree gonna get anybody? So it's perfect.
But like not only that though, like even to
how many people at our age have 3 degrees and can't get a good job with it? It's crazy.
Yeah, because they're useless degrees though.
Well, and
you're
when
right.
you put on your
blue
resume,
hair theory dance is great.
No, I'm saying most of them are, besides like trades and like other like like they're kind of useless. Like a bit. What did you flunk from? Business?
Oh no, not business.
You flunked.
I'm great in business. No, I dropped out.
It
was cultural studies and it wasn't good.
Do you guys ever wonder like what people who work in offices actually do? Like
it's called suicide.
There can't be anything productive that you're doing for 8 hours a day at a computer.
Yeah, but that's why it's a great job for them. Because certain people just they find ways to kill time that you would never know. You ever get an email and you're like from corporate and you're like,
oh,
the fuck is this person has nothing else to do?
Yeah.
That guy. That's it.
But like, man, like I always think that every time I see someone who's like, yeah, I work in this office doing like, if you're not selling shit on the phone, your job is pretty much
you're
like
a button pusher.
Yeah, you could be replaced tomorrow by AI. Like
you're a receiver for Gmail. You just catch
Yeah.
it and then
Send it off to,
That's it, right?
11 other people.
Forward, FYI.
you go for a meeting at 11.
CC all.
Literally CC meeting at 11. Boom. That's it. That's your gig. It's that, and it's it's cheating on your wives, right? Or cheating on your husbands. That's like the main place where it happens, right? Social stuff, things like that.
Yeah, but to be fair to that, I'll say one thing. Everyone always bangs at work. Let's be real. From the time you're
people
young,
do.
that's where, because you're kind of limited to your pool of whoever you grew up with and went to school at a young age. Then you get your first job, you see other humans from the city, and you're like, the different town that you live in, you're like, Jesus Christ, this is this is a game changer.
Dude,
Could you imagine, like, if my wife left me and I would have to, like, like, I just got to bang Cody. That's the only one around that I can.
Dude, thank God.
Gotta go back to Frankie's where it all began and
Hey.
pick somebody up.
Thank God Nicole works from home. No, it's true.
So she does get banged at work.
She gets all day long. No, but by the way, what'd she buy? Shit, she bought one of those that like circle light things that like the chicks who like the Instagram people. She bought one of those for her meetings, but I didn't know that, so like I opened it up and I saw it. And I thought
You thought it was a gift for you for the podcast.
No, I thought she was like starting to TikTok.
Oh.
I was like, it was bad.
Speaking of gift, this is Keelan's. I gotta give it to him.
What is it?
It's his gift for Christmas.
What does it say?
Winnipeg Foundation. Did you donate for her?
The World Peace donation I made.
Oh, yeah. This is good. Did you say this story, by the way? This is funny.
No.
You got him world.
So
Do it.
I
very
got
long story.
Yeah,
short.
I got him World Peace for Christmas. So
Yeah.
I was actually dying at Christmas. I was kind of sick by the time we did this game, but I asked my wife, I'm like, what are we doing Secret Santa for my family? And she's like, no. I'm like, cool. So I get nothing, right? I show up, everyone's like, oh, ready for Secret Santa? I'm like, what? I was not ready for Secret Santa. So, thinking on my feet, what I do is I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give the gift that is better than anything anyone could ever wrap, right? And that gift is world peace. So I got a piece of paper. I believe it is actually a paper towel, and just Sharpied world peace on it and put it in an envelope. And
oh my God.
it was tempting for people because they didn't know what was in the envelope.
Yeah.
And I was hinting that it was world peace, but you never can really sell this. And then our youngest brother, always, one to try and take a deal, because I told him that mine had far more value and went and far exceeded, doubled, if not tripled, the value of everyone else's. He couldn't resist, and he took it. And when he opened it up and saw that it was just world peace, he was not overly happy.
Did he throw a fit?
He actually, cool. Yeah, he did play kind of cool. But eventually, so then when I went home, I made a sizable donation to World Peace Fund in his name, and so he received
How much?
It was 2 times the amount of the Secret Santa, so it was
sizable donation.
Yeah,
he's that might be why that plant smelled like burnt rubber, not eggs. You might be part of the solution.
I'm telling you, I'm part of the
100%.
solution, and world peace, world climate change peace too.
Although maybe that could have actually just went out to Meta. You could have just donated to the ex-basketball player. So you got to be careful about where your money goes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ronnie Artest, I don't know if he's accepting donations. He doesn't seem like he wants the donations,
I mean, dude, at this point...
You go try to hand that dude money.
At this point, you could probably start a GoFundMe and like $75 to get a face tattoo. No, so you know what? This is where I like, especially around Christmas time and gifts and stuff, is one area where I actually start to appreciate what Nicole does. How many times do you guys go to like birthday parties and stuff like that?
Not often.
Or okay, fine. Kris Kringle, like Christmas stuff. You go there and like you don't know what gift you brought. That happens to me all the time.
I never.
I've
know.
opened
yeah,
up
yeah.
one of my gifts before,
Like, oh.
and she's like, "We brought that." And I was like, "This is sick! Oh my god! Like, who
Like, that
who
was
who
for
did
me.
this?
Yeah.
Who did this?" And then she can't say anything because like that actually happened one year at her cousin's.
But
So
then
you
everyone's
got
like,
your own-
yeah, who
Yeah,
did
Yeah.
I thought it was sick. I opened it up and I was like, "Oh man, this is cool." It was like a Bailey's thing in mugs, and I was like, "This is really cool. Like, who did this?" And no one was saying anything. And she tells me after, she's like, "Yeah, idiot, I brought that." And then like that, and then we go to like kid 1-year-old birthday presents, and
so,
they're like,
like,
"What'd you get them?" Right? Because the kid doesn't know any better. They're helping the kid open the thing, and then I gotta
Wait.
take a drink
You gotta wait
because I don't know, so I can't answer the question
until they're pulling it out. Be like, and then the
It's,
kid's like, it's a Barney, and you're like, it's a Barney. That's what Dad would do.
You're just sitting there like with your lips like ready to go for any letter.
Yeah.
Like of whatever he says. Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
You like Baby Shark, right? I think it's one of them things.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So it works both ways, right? So she does that. That's awesome. And then the downfall. This happened to me last week, which should be a great thing. But she booked a trip. I didn't give her the okay that I was for sure going, and she booked the trip anyways. So we're going to Mexico. My work doesn't know.
First of all,
So yeah,
I'm furious because we were trying to plan a trip to Mexico.
we still can. That's fine. This doesn't really change
apparently
much.
she's already booked it.
This is for sure happening. that's it's done. But I really need the time off. Haven't talked to work about it, so we'll see how that goes. But
It's a union job, man. You should be good.
no, we'll be fine. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll be so. Around what time is this alleged trip?
Late February, like 20 something. Late February.
Okay.
20. It's like in a month.
Okay, that's not bad. That
Yeah.
doesn't overlap.
Yeah, but again, like it's I don't know, just the way busy times at work. No guarantees of getting it off, but she just pulled the trigger on a $5,000 ticket, so it's okay.
You work in childcare. What's considered a busy time of work?
Well, ravioli month, right?
The guy's talking like it's a busy time at
So
work.
typically what happens around Christmas time is a lot of Crayolas being bought, a lot of paint, right? Arts and crafts over the holidays. The kids
sense.
consume that. What happens?
They eat it?
Autism. Boom. It just kicks on like that. By late February, March, I'm pretty busy.
Buddy, they do all the vaccines in October, so by,
Yeah.
by August,
I hear some parents, man, and they give the most like they just give the most. My bad. They give the most just this is why my kid got autism, and it was the vaccine, right? But they got the vaccine when the kid is like 4.
You look at him and
And
you're like,
the
that
kid-
kid's been autistic, man.
They got the vaccine when the kid's 4, and like he's still nonverbal.
you've
You're like,
actually heard that from people?
oh yeah,
Really?
multiple.
I've like
yeah.
I guess because you want to blame. It's the easy way out to blame it. Like, he didn't get it from me. You got it from Fauci.
Do it
like-
before you get in. I had this one parent, way back when, who told me that in order to treat the autism, it was a clinical study.
the fecal thing?
Nope, they were going to the States and they were legitimately injecting their child with bleach.
That's so fun.
Yeah, to cure
Did you
autism.
call CAS on them? Like,
Yeah,
I
don't
feel
you have
like
an
that's-
obligation
yeah,
there?
I'm not, wait, huh? I can't. I can't.
He's
You're
like, "I'm not
complicit in that
Tekashi
murder."
69."
Dude, somebody
Yeah.
turn these lights
Yeah,
down.
that's
again.
what Tekashi 69
No,
takes for a good time.
No, the situation was handled, but I'm just.
What was handled? Did
The kid died.
I can't go into it any further. It was a while ago. I mean, statute of limitations. Yeah, stuff was called, but but no, like what I'm saying. I'll let you continue. But I'm saying this stuff's out here.
You give a lot of. Like,
Who am I to tell you how to raise your
useless
kids? Hey,
details
hey.
in every story you make.
Listen.
But the one that we're all so interested in, you have zero fucking
Okay,
details.
okay. What do you want me to do? You want me to tell you bleach doesn't cure autism? I don't know. I've never done it.
Dude,
It might.
like, did the kid get
Yeah,
bleached?
yeah,
That's
it-
what I
it
wanna
cured
know.
it because he died.
Did he have bleach injected in him?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
And did you or did you not call the authorities?
But someone was notified. That's all we
Who's
got.
someone?
Somebody's notified. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
You know what?
So,
Oh. Get ready to hit the bleeper. You want the name?
Do I want the name? Of course I want the name. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
no way.
And he's still autistic. It didn't
Dude, I
work.
saw him not too long ago.
Yeah.
And your observation, was he indeed
Hey,
still
hey, or her.
okay? Yeah.
No, but
Let the kid choose.
sorry. You continue with what you're saying. I was just pointing
How
out
did
that
he follow that up?
it's tough too. I'm just pointing out, man. Some people do some crazy shit. They also think like diet's a big thing too, right? They'll be like, "Man, my kid had too much milk." It's the wildest thing.
That's crazy. I guess I've never really thought about that. That like there's must be a lot of parents out there who like have an autistic kid where like it fucking happened, right? Like that's
you
from
mean?
the vaccine.
Oh yeah. Well,
Because like you don't hear from those people. But you know what I always wonder? Like, can we just not like parade a kid around who's like never been vaccinated but still has autism? Like, can we just like cart him around the country and just see?
I mean, no, because you can't.
Yeah.
Because,
is that the thing?
And you got to catch them.
well, wait,
Is there one?
You can't.
They're shifty.
In Canada, you can't, and in the States because you need vaccinations to go to school, like, and unless they're like completely homeschooled. But that
Have
means
you
that-
ever seen a autistic say, I don't know, I'm throw out random country that's
Amish.
that they don't vaccinate? Have you ever seen one?
Jesus Christ! I think you guys just got me to believe in this anti-vax.
It's like
stuff.
that old thing of, have you
What
ever
do you
seen
mean
a pregnant
anti-vax?
Asian lady?
Well, like if there's no kids out there who are free of vaccines and autistic, like that's a good. Like
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that
Sounded like
in
you
order
did.
to you need
you're here
vaccinations to go
saying
to
these
school
things.
to get services, right? And all these parents apply for services. So I mean, by de facto, they're all gonna have a vaccination. But that doesn't mean like the real question is, were there symptoms before the vaccinations? And almost always you could be like, yeah.
yeah.
You can't diagnose
Okay.
until
Because like so many
you
kids
can't-
are kind of like
you
on the
can't
borderline
diagnose
right
until
there.
18 months. So like 2, you can't diagnose. But like when you're 1, like you see the eyes. They got those eyes.
Autist eyes.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, man. You can see it. Like you can
Like,
tell. Buddy,
You can't
You
see
had me
shit.
going. Yeah, I know why. Well, why else did you go to school, right? I figured that's what the
Jesus
teaching you.
Christ, man! I'm
Oh,
actually
it's
like you.
He's like, no way you see it. Like it's like the eye of the Jew.
dude, you have me on this
you
roller
see the
coaster of
tunnels.
emotions, man.
By the way,
I
like
genuinely don't know what to think about these
that's when
vaccines
they say
now.
that's when they say the eye of the Jew. They don't even need a map. They don't even need a map
I've
to
never
the
heard
tunnels.
Eye of the
They
Jew
don't even
before.
need
I
a
don't
map
know
to
what
the
that is.
tunnels. They just close their eyes and they can walk there.
Dude. Did you guys hear the tweet though about the guy who lived in New York in that area? And like a tweet from like 2 or 3 months ago, he was like, "Hey guys, it's really weird, but like,
I hear shit.
yeah, I
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
shit
yeah.
below me, and I
Brother,
live in
yes.
the basement."
Yeah.
And it's like some people speaking Yiddish in the ground.
It's like, take your meds,
And
Grandpa.
he got called an
Take your
anti-Semite.
fucking meds.
Yeah, he's
That
in
guy
jail.
voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Here's the
Take
thing.
your fucking meds,
Here's the
bro.
thing. There's nothing, in my
That guy
opinion,
voted
if
for
they had the
Donnie.
right permits, nothing wrong with what they did. Just show me the paperwork and we're good.
When you have the permits, it's called a hallway.
An underground hall,
Do you thi-
secret hallway.
But like for the most part, they're all intelligent, right?
be-
And so do you think they're like digging and they see a pipe and they're like,
Allegedly, it was
around that.
migrant workers, so they didn't even do a lot of the digging.
Oh,
but
wow.
the one thing
Paid a bunch of
okay, but
They're
that's the
smart.
one thing
They're
that I hate
smart.
though, is there's like a whole genre of thriller, like semi not horror movie, whatever you want to call that, where they buy a house and it's like the old owner or it's haunted, and there's always secret tunnels in every.
Yeah,
that's like their
Amityville
way.
Horror, man.
That's one of their way out. How they can never ever ever like.
the bookshelf,
They,
right?
Yeah, they could do whatever they want because it never makes sense how people get in. They're like, we don't got to worry about locks and alarms. Motherfucker's been in the basement the whole time, secret tunnels.
Yeah.
He's been living here.
That's like it's kind of, I guess to that extent, like the Epstein Island thing. I know we've talked about
Hung
Epstein
himself.
a ton. Listen, I know he did talked about it a lot, but like there's no record of the island, but there's a record of like who's been on the plane. So it's like they don't have any record of like.
I heard, man, that like he had a safe
They've been
with
to the island.
pictures and
Well-
videos of everyone who went to the island or the like on his plane or
So
whatever.
it
I
was
feel like
like
Jimmy's so into this and
Yeah, I
so
love
like
this.
outspoken about it. Like,
so there
what
was
is
like
he trying to defer and deflect from himself?
so it was.
Was he on the
Hey,
island?
Chris Tucker, right? Who I guess he was on he took his flight somewhere in like Saudi Arabia or
Yeah,
Africa, or
or
something.
something.
Yeah, he said, okay, well, you are fucking. This guy
Buddy,
knows.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought I was
Oh,
dropping.
you mean flight A372?
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, when they interviewed Betty, the waitress. Yeah, like,
No, he apparently he
Heard
was
her
on the
kids got
plane
off.
with a bunch of politicians going to Africa, and he was just like, "Dude, I was just
Yeah.
on the plane. Like, I didn't know who the guy
Yeah.
was, you know." So like, but then there's a lot of other people who are just like, "The list isn't real." Like, it's like those motherfuckers did it. They
Yeah.
were on the island. They were.
Chris Tucker just did what any sensible man would do and be like, I didn't know what these motherfuckers were up to. They
Yeah.
said, you want to ride to the Emirates? I rode to the Emirates.
Yeah.
Let's go.
free flight. No, I mean, same thing. It's like it's kind of like that's the escape tunnel is the plane because like you don't know where you're going. You just now we got you.
Yeah. Like what would you do if you were on Epstein's Island and there
Have a time. What do you mean?
You're,
Having
like
a
you
time.
didn't know what was going on.
I'm already there. Like,
you would,
you know.
But like that's the thing. Like you didn't know what was
Listen.
going on.
4 years ago, okay, I'm in Cayo Coco, Cuba, having a great time, eating a lot of food, drinking all that stuff. Almost everyone around me is getting sick.
Not
Do you think I stopped eating the food?
No.
I'm having a great time at Epstein's Island. Are you kidding? I'm already there.
But that's my point. Like you got there and say there's the one guy who's like, no, fuck this. This is messed up. I'm leaving. It's like, how are you going to get home, homie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're already there.
You're on. You
getting
took our
yeah,
plane
you are-
there.
you
And
are
as he's
home.
saying it, he just starts jerking off. How are you
Hey,
gonna get
I've seen
home?
Shutter Island.
Okay, but did you guys watch any of that Cat
No,
Williams?
we probably didn't.
No?
Oh yeah, I
Oh, the
watched
Cat-
the Cat
oh,
Williams.
The Cat
Actually,
Williams interview?
Yeah.
I saw some of it. Yeah.
Where he's calling people out. And I think he said something about Tucker, but
It's hard to it's hard to tell if he's joking when he says things sometimes and if he's just saying them as well because he starts it off so serious.
Yeah.
And then he finished off, he's like, but it could be anybody. And then you're like, wait a minute, Cat, what are you doing here?
It's funny how like nowadays the cool thing is to do the conspiracy thing, and I know like a lot of times
Oh, buddy, I'm
conspiracy
full
is
of 'em.
just we all. Hey, by the way, everyone is like interested in it, right? It's just like there are few and far between. Like they're the crazy Alex Jones of the world who would come out, right? But nowadays, like everybody's in on it. Everybody's in on the conspiracy, like just. And some of them are legitimately just theories. They're not even conspiracy anymore because you know most of it happened. But like people aren't afraid to be like, yeah, this and that, and like come out and be like, this guy like touched kids, right?
I think there's always been
conspiracy,
those
that's an
stories.
accusation.
Yeah, that's an accusation. That's a bit different. But like I get what you're saying, like the whole like
No, wait,
Everyone's
what's the
got a
difference between a
theory about
conspiracy theory and an accusation?
well, like if you're
all
actually
the same.
saying like this guy touched kids or something, and
That's
you
an
got
accusation.
like
Also a
spit-
conspiracy
but
theory.
like to like
No, it's not.
It is. The only difference is proof. What do you mean?
So you're saying if
I guess
you
he's
say,
right. He's not wrong.
This is such
He's
Cody
just-
logic that's not even
Nah.
funny. You're telling me if someone's on trial for murder,
Somebody
right?
get this motherfucker
Is
vaccinated.
that trial?
Get
a
him
cons-
vaccinated
is that
now.
trial a conspiracy theory?
What do you mean? He's on
It's-
trial. No, we're talking about like that's the legality thing. This
But,
is
like,
that's our justice system. What
Okay,
do you mean?
even if you were saying a group of people were running the world, and say they were running the world, but you
From
thinking about
underground
it,
bunkers.
you like saying, "I think those people run the world." That's a
That's a
conspiracy.
conspiracy
There's no.
So
the
even
only
if they
difference is
are
proof,
running the
that's it.
world, yeah, you're right. But
Yeah.
even if they are running the
Hey,
world,
we can
it's
edit
your
that, guys.
thought is the conspiracy. Not naming
Well,
any
yeah,
groups.
sure. Well, I
Yeah.
can think. I can think in
Non-secular.
can't I? I could go on a
Yeah.
pod and I could think about MJ touching kids as like that's a conspiracy, technically, right? And that, but he's been accused of it, so it's like it's both those things.
The one I still refuse to believe is the Bill Cosby allegations. They're just allegations to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even if they
I
were
think
proven
I don't
in
know.
court.
That guy always seemed weird as fuck to me. I think he did it.
yeah. Once
I
the
think he did it.
30th or 40th girl came out,
Yeah, this is a lot of evidence.
was he?
Do you know what?
was it a
Honestly,
Me Too
39
thing? Was he in the Me Too thing,
I
or
think
he's
he was
before
like
that, right?
it was going on because there was a
Before
chick
that.
from Pickering actually was one of the first cases and
Wow.
that was like 10 years ago.
Big ups to us.
Yeah, man.
we
Shout
did
out, shout out to Charisse.
Let's go,
She
Charisse.
needs a statue. What would the post or in the statues is her asleep?
Okay, enough. I'm sure she's a great woman, and I feel
Just
so
comatose.
horrible. for it.
There's just a park bench with a statue of her.
Old Billy Boy was just up to no good.
It's crazy though, because like at that point, it's like, man, like he was like rich and famous enough that he could have been paying for some like.
Think about it though.
crazy-
Tiger was banging Perkins waitresses. You know, like,
Yes,
sometimes
listen,
it's the
do it
thrill
for
of
the
the
love
hunt.
of the game,
Yeah,
man. It's the
they
thrill.
love it. Yeah.
Well, dude, we've said it before. You said it again. Like eventually, you know what I mean? Like once you, what's the line? Once you've slept with one dime, you've slept with them all. You know what I mean? It's like eventually you just get tired of pussy. you get tired of consent. That's what you get tired of. Like
you get enough yeses, you're just
Yeah.
begging for someone to tell you no.
The guys, you know what I mean? It's like the guys that jerk off and then not saying it's me, but the guys will, put in looking in the porn, and then next thing you know, they're like, what's the most like darkest thing I can do without getting flagged. That's what they're thinking.
Yo, have you ever thought about that? If you just like,
Yep.
if you picked up like your buddy's phone, if I picked up your phone right now
Just
and
typed in.
typed in how to find child porn on Google, your phone you'd be fucked for years.
Hello.
For years.
Before you even put this speech in.
Yeah.
Hello.
You like they would that would
When
just
he
ruin your life.
By the time he walks to the car, leaving this pod,
Yeah, dude, helicopters. We got one. We got
night
another
for a
red
stroll.
dot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like
Okay. Little off topic. I've been all
Thank
in on
God.
this show Alone on Netflix.
oh, buddy, I went through that a couple years ago. It's sick.
Yeah, I know they're old, but like it is basic.
you think you could
Do you
do
know what
it?
the premise? Okay, so you know what the show is for
Yeah.
anyone who hasn't seen it. They drop you off, and they basically you get like 8 pieces of equipment, whatever you want, and then
It's a wilderness survival show. You get barely any equipment. Done. Like, what did you just
that was it. That was all I was gonna say.
Well, it just was taking you long enough.
Dude, but the best is in the very first season. They're like doing the whole like video of like the people getting ready to go and like hugging their families and everything. And then there's this one black guy. He's like, I was a Marine, this and that. Da, da, da.
It's
David
cold.
Goggins.
Dude.
David Goggins, is that you?
Dude,
Forgot my burqa.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
The very first night he saw by his fireplace, he's like, "That's bear scat." He's like, "I'm getting out of here." He saw bear shit.
That's
was
white
just
people.
like-
Hey, that's
yeah,
white people shit.
He's just
That's
like,
white people
I'm
shit.
not doing
Wait,
this.
there are polar bears here?
He was done.
There's always one like old grizzled white dude who talks a big game, or he's a younger guy, and you're like, this guy's clearly a nerd who got bullied. There's no way any of this is real. It's like, oh, this, I'm the best. I was a straight archery champion, 3 states, blah blah blah. And then like there's always like the first or second night he's cold, and then there's like a sprained ankle or like an illness, and then he drops
the guy on
out.
the show. I'm watching it. This is exactly what I would do. I would go on the show. I'd have my minute of fame. Talk the biggest game. He like shot an arrow at something, and I didn't even know if he shot the arrow. I was like, this guy's gonna starve. Like, he's not a finalist. So he's going through the woods, and then what happens? He just trips backwards, and all he hears, my ankle.
Oh, no.
But I really
no,
want to continue.
Yeah, but it's when he's setting up the tripod,
You see a
and then
Kit
he
Kat
bends.
bar. One of the 8 things he packed was a fucking Kit Kat bar.
This guy wasn't in it to be a finalist.
Not a shot. Never.
the Kit Kat bar day 4. He's like, I'm having that Kit Kat.
Not just any Kit Kat, a fucking crunchy.
And then there's always like some like holistic 63-year-old woman who's like, it does surprisingly well, right? But she builds this shelter, and then she always comes to her demise when it's like a little later on, and then something happens, and she's like, no, but tonight I found this plant, and it's definitely eucalyptus, and here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna rub it all over my body and be warm, and then she wakes up and is like
Allergic
poison ivy.
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out
Yeah.
that it was bear shit. the black
That's
guy's at
why-
home. He's like, I told you it was bear.
I told you motherfuckers that was
Polar bear
bad.
shit. Dude, there was a one chick on it who kind of fit that description, and it was kind of strange. Every time she's very like spiritual, and every time she remember that
I think
chick.
we
And,
watched
yo,
the same season.
Is that the one?
Yeah. It's the only season on Netflix, and she killed every time she kill a bunny, she start to like cry. She's first off, you see her afterwards, and she's like a fucking Ethiopian. She's
Yeah, I
starved
know
to death.
I know the chick you're talking
And she
about.
like
yeah.
she every time she like gets a bunny or something, she's like, he's so cute, and like she's like starving. And this is the same girl that made the puppet out of the skin.
Yeah.
She's gonna murder your family. Yo, that's the scariest bitch I've ever seen.
I think she got pulled for losing too much
She
weight.
did. She was like the third or fourth person.
Yeah, because is that the season with like Roland or something?
I think
Or-
that sounds like the brother who left.
That's the guy Jordan wins.
Whoa.
The guy that won had like 200 pounds of moose meat left. And he's snacking on like
Oh,
a salmon.
and he's like
snacking on a salmon as his wife came in,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was set. That guy was set.
That guy
He
could
was
have lived
set.
there.
So there's another season where a guy like stabs some sort of buffalo
Yeah.
thing. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a big thing. And he hits it once, and it kind of like stutters, and then he's just like, it's gonna get away. So he goes over and just starts stabbing.
Juking
It's
it.
the craziest thing you've ever seen. This guy built a full brick house out there. Like it's crazy. Like that's like
Like he was there.
he was there, dude. Like full fireplace and everything. Like, and he had like a full buffalo left by the
Okay,
time.
so it's the same thing. This one, the
You could
the
just live
third
in
person,
the buffalo.
the third person, he burnt his thing up at night. It was
Oh,
like,
I
that?
remember
in the
that
morning
one
thing
because
goes up?
he he built like a crazy
Yeah, it was
hut,
good. Yeah, it was a
and
nice
it was like a legit house out there.
And
But
then I just love to hear it.
Insurance fraud.
I'm kind of sad.
Times were tough. You needed food.
I'm sick, but I love to hear it in their voice. It's like 78 days in. They're like, he almost sounded happy. It was going up in flames, and he's just like, "That's it, that's it.
I'm going
I
home.
can't do it anymore."
It's like Joaquin Phoenix in The Joker. Like it's
Yeah.
that insanity. You hit that point. And think about being alone. I mean, we've all worked jobs that require the evening. You know, sometimes you're home alone in the morning or whatever, and you haven't. It's you're up at 8 or 9, and it's 3 p.m. You haven't said a word to a human being. Sometimes you start just talking to yourself to make sure that like, can I still talk? Okay, we're good. Yep, there we are. But you can get insane. That's like 3 hours. You start going, 5, 10, whatever months that is. That's crazy.
That's what they were saying. He was the guy that won. He's like, I really enjoyed having the video
and
camera
quiet.
there.
The guy
the video
you're,
camera.
you're talking to about did a Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay, so I haven't seen that one, but I will.
So
'cause he's
yeah, it's a
fucking
few
sick.
years ago. Just look up his name on on.
So
Yeah,
that
hey, no free shoutouts.
yeah, no, yeah, nothing very But no, that's why people talk to their dogs. By the way, for that reason probably because you got a lot of lonely people and like the chick with 8 cats.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
There's gonna be a lot of cat ladies soon.
Dude, ton of You know what the weird thing
They
is
eat
though?
the human.
Here's the thing. Again, I'm not gonna try and put too much. I'm not gonna shit on the cat lady too much because I used to look at dog people. I used to
Rather
shit
cat scat than bear
I
scat.
still shit on dog people.
Okay,
But, like I know where you're at.
on. So, I used to do that, and now I look at it and I was like I can't watch dog videos like of dogs getting hurt. Like I can't see that online. I can watch I could see like a bus full of children go off a cliff and be like,
Jesus.
and be
That's
like, that was a brand new bus. You know what I mean? Like I could do that, and I'd be like, that's bad, but that doesn't hit me the same way like watching a dog get eaten by a wolf. That hits me
You got a
different.
fucked up algorithm if we're
yeah,
going
it's
from
fine.
buses
Well,
off the cliff
hey.
to wolf.
No,
dog
I've
attacks.
never, I've obviously never seen the bus thing. But
But you've seen the wolf thing?
I've seen the wolf thing. I hate seeing that. I watch anything other than like a dog. The dogs get it's just that hits me.
Yeah.
And if I have a kid, I just hope that I still don't feel the same way about the dogs. I'm so worried.
Trust me, man, you won't.
Well, your kid's going to be, let's just say your kid's
My
vaccinated
kid's
out of the womb.
right away.
Out of the womb.
Buddy,
Your kid
I'm
came
bringing
pre-vaccinated.
I'm stealing a syringe off the cart and keeping it in the room. That way I have an excuse.
Yeah.
Right to the government.
Yeah, we thought, you were touch and go for a while, for a long time.
Yeah, I wasn't I? You know what though? It's one of those kind of like sports, right? Sitting in the fields picking dandelions, and then you become a stud. Start sleeping with broads. That's what happens.
The
You know what,
story-
though?
That's
Like-
the story of the Black American.
Yeah.
Were you talking about like in elementary school they thought you were a little touched in the head?
No, I was. Here's the thing. I wasn't. So I wasn't smart. Wait, I was smart. I wasn't intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can
do the math.
Knowing you, I know exactly what that means.
Yeah, that's more.
But man,
Yeah.
I got like sent down for the evaluation every fucking September in elementary
that
school.
also checks.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like weird and like
Yo, how did they flag you?
I don't know how they.
Were you
flagged me, but-
cross-eyed as a
They
child?
just
but,
play
like-
duck, duck, goose, but then they know who
But-
they're picking.
Dude, it was every September, and like you'd go down for it, and the teacher always.
It's when they
rolled,
tapped you
like-
for goose. Whoever clapped, they're like,
Wouldn't,
yeah, we
wouldn't
got
it be
one.
funny if like you go there and it's just like black kids?
Not a lot of black autistic kids.
No,
How many do you work
I've
with?
seen quite a few.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen
So-
quite a few. But no, you're not wrong.
They keep
but
them locked up then.
there's
'cause
more.
I'm not
There's
seeing
a
them.
lot more white kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the funniest stories was I think I already told on the pod, but the one kid when he accepted in front of the school, he accepted the sportsmanship award, and he just toe punted the VP.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
VP sprints
You
after
had to
him.
show that he's a good kicker.
Yeah, that kid is funny as shit. There's a lot of them. I had another kid.
There's a new season of Love on the Spectrum just dropped. Brit's been watching it. She says
Oh,
it's pretty
really?
good. Yeah. Great
is it
show.
still in Australia?
That-
Yeah.
That
Who-
show, it's
Who
it's a
comes
little
up with
fucked
that
up.
shit? That's super fucked up.
Like the whole,
super fucked
the
up.
idea of the show, like it's like, especially like there was one.
I love dinosaurs.
There
Is
was
there any
one where
sex
like
in the show?
no, there's not.
No.
But there was one
Unfortunately,
episode
they're
where
not
it was like
closing.
an autistic dude and the chick didn't seem.
I saw that. She seemed like she was catfishing a little bit.
Yeah, I think like
She
I
was
thought
honey
that-
picking him.
I thought that was a little like.
She's like, sure, I'll play Jenga with you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she wanted Jenga them
I've
balls.
done. Listen, I have so much experience doing the social groups, doing the like conversation stuff.
It is
and
hard to
doing
pick up
sex
chicks,
ed.
is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, and doing sex ed with these guys. It is
How
first
does
off,
that
it's
go, man?
Oh, it's funny. So what inevitably happens is it turns into just robots, right? Everything in the because you have to teach. You can't teach emotion, but you can teach what to say. So eventually, it's basically like,
What do you tell them to say?
oh, it's like standard things. Hi, how are you?
Oh,
I'm good, thank you. Can I?
Jesus
would
Christ,
you like
I thought
to?
we were still talking about sex ed, and I'm like, that's what.
Oh
you're
no
saying?
no no, we are.
Oh,
This
okay.
is where it comes. It's literally
It's
just
called
date-
foreplay, Jimmy.
Okay. no.
Hi, how are you?
This guy, man, his poor fucking wife.
I
His
know.
poor wife.
Just walks in the door and
Jesus
whips it out. And,
Christ.
get on bed.
Is it bigger? No, you know what? No, it's basically like the dating 101 social groups, right? That's what they do. You got it, and it's basically like cue cards, and then it's like, can I touch you? Things like that, and they say yes or they say no. The problem is tolerance to no isn't what it used to be, right?
So they're not a
listen,
progressive
No, but
group?
it's not. Well, no, listen. It's
They're a
not.
bunch of Trump supporters.
Yo, why does my
No
boy
means
Donnie get dogged
maybe.
like that? Stop dogging Donnie.
I would never dog him. He's not a dog. If he
It's
was
like-
a dog, he'd be a great
It's a
dog.
great
Great Dane.
greatest dog. No, but yeah, I don't want to get too much into it. But so when I watch, I've seen like 2 episodes, and the show's pretty like when you see the interactions, it's like quite a few high functioning,
hey,
and it's accurate.
Not staged. Not cap.
Some of it's definitely staged.
Obviously,
Really?
like the dates are
Like
staged.
no, like
They're
some of the
setting them up, but-
like some of the conversations where like they cut and then there's like talking cues. It's like someone had a cue card. They're like,
Well, yeah,
start to do
because
that.
it's probably the date was
Right.
just no one said anything for
'Cause you
30
can-
straight minutes. So like, we got to get something out
Look,
of
That
this.
would be the
Yeah,
funniest show.
it's basically like imagine
the
that
full 30 minutes of silence on TV.
Yeah,
that
before
those people are like, and the producers, it's like a quarterback, right? So the people know all the plays because they've been they know how to say that like a chain of events.
yeah,
Right?
I've picked up a girl before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Good.
I know that is hard to believe, right?
It isn't. But so I could go in if I used to like you could do it same thing greeting program. You go up to a kid and you'd be like, "Good morning." He'd say, "Good morning." If you walked up to him and you were like, "How's it going?" He would say, "Good morning," because it's programmed. So same thing. It's just the QB's in the back and they're like, "Now ask if you could touch his
No,
thigh."
touch.
No.
Yeah, no,
Right?
no, touch her upper leg.
That's it.
Now, is that similar to how you just involuntarily scream out "chickies with dickies" every 8 minutes or so?
Listen, if you
He's just programmed to do
y'all
that.
want to talk about a swimmer breaking records or do you
The
see
golfer.
the golfer? We have
What a swing!
phenomenal swing.
Great,
Great tempo.
great backswing.
Great tempo.
Oh, paces.
Dominating. I love how
incredible. The
and
hips
it's in the it's LPGA tour. The chick just dummied by like 5 strokes or something. It's obviously not.
It's like
Chick.
to
It's a
get
chickie
it.
with the
It
dick.
wasn't in LPGA. It's to get like exemption.
To get exemption.
LPGA.
My favorite part is the 2 chicks like that she just smashed, handing her the trophy.
know.
You're like,
I
bro,
know.
what? It reminded me of the South Park Swanson episode.
yeah, with Macho
when,
Man
like,
guy.
Yeah, when like Miss Swanson just like gets her face pummeled and has to give him the trophy.
Yeah, I'm not lying. This like they
Transphobe.
they looked like a
Oh, dude.
kind of like a young Ernie Els
Dude.
almost.
Dude, it's a bro. It's a bro.
She's a bro.
I say it.
They.
This is fucking.
Like, what are the like?
I think that is a little cheating though. There's almost not even an
Yeah.
attempt to
6'3". I don't even
Not
know.
even attempt to
taking
transition.
testosterone
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah. I'm
Just
on test.
dummies the field. I love this. I love where we're at, and this is it's like, we're at a point in time.
You're just trying to get us on the Daily Wire. I'm not against it,
But
but
bro, we're
buddy,
just,
if we sign with the Daily Wire, that's like when Wu-Tang signed with Def Jam. Man.
here's the thing. But Ben Shapiro already beefs. We have beef with him
We
already.
have beef with. He already tried to take out our podcast
Yeah.
last episode.
Yeah. Well, allegedly,
It
with
was
all due
him.
respect.
him and the ADL.
I'm more of an OTV man than an ADL guy, but call me old fashioned.
yes. To answer your question, if you start talking chickies, it's chickies with dickies.
Chickies with dickies.
Chickies
But like,
with
so what do you think? Like,
dickies.
what do you think the percentage of
I
people
love
who
baseball.
transition are pro athletes, and what do you think the percentage of the general population that's pro athletes?
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know, but there's way less
Oh, way
pro athletes than there is
yeah.
people, so
It's-
the
yeah, I don't
percentage will
know.
be higher. Plus, I've seen Joanna Man
Because
They've
there's
been
a
doing this
lot
shit
of
for
a lot
years.
of these women seem to be pro athletes, which is just like
Dude,
it statistically
No,
doesn't
they're
make
amateur
sense.
athletes
Yeah.
that become pro athletes.
Listen, and you know what? We might get canceled for this one, but like it's always just losers. Like it's pretty much always losers. People who don't have the social life, don't have social skills, and they're like, this is why I'm different, because I have a pretend dick.
You also like you guys probably know a couple guys like here and there. Like I remember this one kid like I knew back in the day who like spent years kind of like telling himself that he was like gonna be a pro soccer player, and he just like
Yeah,
by the end when
our brother.
not him, but like when you knew he wasn't gonna make it, like there was these like probably like 4 or 5 years of like this strange denial that he was like willing to say anything that like he was going to become a pro
he's
soccer
gonna
player.
There-
Like how much do you think it like some of these guys are just like they're in so much denial of like I'll
Dude.
be a woman.
That's
There's
what they're dreaming. Sorry to cut you off
okay.
about the pro soccer thing. I played on a team with a guy once, and he was English, and so we roll up to practice, and you hear his accent. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm stretching. I gotta we gotta play for keeps today, right? Man, you in the building, and no, this guy was brutal. The best thing about his soccer game was his accent. Okay, cut to a few years later, we're at the bar. He's hitting on my girlfriend. And he's telling her he's a professional footballer. And then he's going to private jet. I'm like, bro, this guy's a joke. This guy sucks. This guy's brutal. All right? And that's kind of how it is. It's the facade. You see yourself at whatever you want to be, you could be. And when all your friends tell you, hey, this is not a creepy way to pick up girls, that sounds rapey to me when it's like, I'm going to lie to her, tell her I'm a professional athlete, and then bang her, and then be like, hey, joke's on you. I drive a Jetta.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work.
I think there's 3 different groups. There's a group that, and we joke around. There's a group that legitimately has like I don't want to say mental illness, but there's a group that legitimately feels that this is who they are, and like that's fire. That whatever, live your life. Those people transition, and then you have the people that are just confused, and it's like the social norm to do it. It's kind of cool. I'm going to be popular. They transition, and then you just have the losers who want to go make the LPGA tour.
I think there's also a lot less than you think there is.
Oh,
when
for
you
sure.
look
They're
at the
just loud.
numbers, it's just that's what it is.
They're
And it's
loud.
you hear, and one side wants you to know every single time one of these
Oh,
things
yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
So it gets slapped your face. So it's like you hear people, even the way you kind of contribute. It's like it's the social norm, and all these kids are. I don't know one kid.
Oh, I
Or,
do.
Well,
I know lots.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's also
Seriously, yeah.
one of those things though. It's like
Yeah, but you hang out with a lot of kids.
yeah.
True, but I know a lot of kids, man. There was a recent poll that said like 20%, a little off top, but like 20% of like where we are, the place, big scale. It was like they didn't identify with a gender.
There's no way that
It was like 20%.
1 in 5 people.
Yeah, the numbers can be
I have
skewed.
heard similar
Yeah,
studies.
dude, it's wild.
But like
man.
cap.
It's
yeah,
wild. I'm telling you.
I call
'cause-
cap.
but here's the thing
but
that
it's
you're
because
not
it's
realizing.
fun. It's cool. I'm not saying
No. Here's what you're not realizing is like, did you ever do those surveys for universities when you were in high school?
Oh, you
They
fuck
hand a
around all the
sheet.
time.
They,
you
they
fuck
hand a
around
sheet
all the
out, and you're
time.
just like, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. You're like, you and your boys, there's a whole classroom of guys
and
just
your
laughing
boys.
about the idea of them putting
Listen.
that I don't identify as a gender.
True.
And that's like tips the scales
Yeah,
in the whole
they're
school.
skewing it. They're
Yeah,
ruining it for
I'll say
everybody.
this. I'll say this. Good
They
point,
ruined the audio
good
on
point,
the pod.
but they're out there.
They're out there, but it's
All
not. It's not the numbers that like these people are putting out.
I think
like,
you walk through a public school, the way some
seen
people
it,
think,
dude.
they act like it's just like
How about this?
everyone.
I bet you, like, if you go in like 1 in 30 is definitely feasible. Like 100%. 1 in a class is you're gonna have to worry
But
about them.
one in a class, it's always been that way.
Nah, it's always been.
Think about it. When we were young, there was always one kid in
No.
every class. You're like, nah, I bet
Yeah,
you.
they might shoot the school. That was it.
there was one
Now
in a
it's-
grade. I would say one in
Yeah.
a grade.
Nah.
I'm like, yeah.
One in a grade in elementary school, and then you got like 10 in a grade when you go to like high school.
Yeah, well, you just run the numbers. I mean, there's always those kids when you're growing up. You're like, something's, it doesn't always have to be a negative thing, but something a little different about that one. And then a lot of times, confirmation bias, you're proven right years later. You're like, oh,
I was the one that was a little different.
yeah, I know. There we are.
It's funny how like some
Here I
things.
am, a straight white male, just oppressing everybody.
You do.
It's funny how like there are things
Menacing.
that are there's always like, depending on like who's controlling the narrative, you got the one way to look at it is like, oh, this is a conspiracy theory, right? This is a conspiracy theory. That's the one way. And then the other way to look at it is to be like, well, we didn't have all the facts at the time. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you'll always say about anything that you're wrong about afterwards.
But that's
Yeah,
my
we didn't
point
have
is
all
like
the facts.
if it's not the narrative of the story, you're just like, well, it's a conspiracy theory. But then if you're proven wrong later on, you're like, well, we just didn't have all the facts.
Yeah.
That's
just always been.
That's
That was
how,
like a big
tales
COVID
old as
thing.
time.
COVID thing. That's 100% was we didn't have all the facts.
This is turning into
Vaccine.
This is just turning
Buddy.
into fucking
Anti-G-
alt-right radio.
Yeah,
vaccine.
this is it. Huh? Like fair enough.
How
We
do you
get
feel
off
about
it for it.
Trudeau?
Fair enough. Huh?
How do you feel about Trudeau?
Love his hair.
How do you feel about
Great hair.
abortions?
Abortions?
Okay,
Teach their
can I say my take on Trudeau? I don't think anything about that guy is sincere, and I like.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Whoa!
whoa.
Do you know what? Like,
Why is he wearing a tunnel shirt?
He seems
Yeah.
he seems snaky, and I think he was the kind of guy. I think he was the kind of guy in college who was going to like the women's rights rally to try to get laid. Like he was going there.
Yeah, my guy had game.
Do you think he had to go to a rally? He was in drama.
He had
wasn't he?
hey,
Yeah,
but I gotta say, good looking dude
yeah.
with feathered hair. I think he was getting laid just fine.
No, that's my point though. Like I think he was still like, dude, what do you think his kill count is?
I think he
Oh,
strikes me as a
my
guy who's
God.
like
High, high,
73.
high. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Dude, I'd put it at
He's
least
higher?
1,000.
No, because he doesn't seem like he's that big of a
Someone would have
closer.
came out. Yeah,
Look at our international
No.
dealings. This guy's not
No.
closing any deals for us. Okay, this guy's
Him-
not banging up.
Him in college.
He strikes me as like he strikes me as like a girlfriend kind of guy who would
No.
cheat, but
he
he'd had a girlfriend.
strikes me as the kind of guy who went to a lot of festivals, a lot of
Yeah, we know.
weekend away,
Maybe paint on the face.
a little bit of paint on the face, but just
Do you know how?
slayed that weekend.
Do you know like the Canadians across like in the world right now were looked at like an absolute fucking joke?
Yeah, because of this man.
Listen, here's how I'll tell you why.
Because of Trudeau.
This is
I don't-
no.
most
Hear
everyone
me
I
out.
talk to, they love.
Hear me out.
Yeah,
the
I don't-
most
I don't think-
unbiased like survey you could take. Instagram comments. Ready? The Sean
Russian
That thing
bot
I-
farm.
the Sean Strickland UFC. It was just a UFC. They do their post interview thing after he was doing all the shit about like I want Canada to be free. Someone commented in the thing and they're like, "Is like Canada not free?" ? And the comments on it were
Yeah, because,
devastating.
yeah, that's
devastating.
Not,
There's
you
not
can't
one
rely on
positive
comments, man.
That's how I do. I want to
Also,
make my policy.
Okay, how about this? Do you think is it free? Are you?
I think
oppressed?
I think we're partially. Oh, for sure. I think we're partially free. Partially free.
What's
is what
the
I'd say
part
right
that's
now.
not free? Where?
Well,
What aren't you?
I
free
mean,
with?
the part where. See, here's the thing. I don't want to. Do you want me to keep going before we
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into
Well,
political?
you're exposing yourself
Okay,
for your,
I know I won't.
your old traditional values.
It's not. Oh, well, here we go.
OTVs.
I mean, we're not even 2 years released from people's bank accounts being frozen, and
That
what
was
are we,
fucked up.
What are we?
Yeah.
But-
What?
That being said, I don't think anyone like it was.
Hold on,
it was
I'm
the
not
inner,
done.
Inner ring.
I'm not done. Free speech, kind of not really. Like there are some things you legitimately can't say without getting citations now. There's just things like it's not as free as it definitely used to be. So when people say like, "Is Canada?"
I know, but I guess
free?
my
think
thing
we're
is
kinda
like,
free.
what? But people they make it their whole identity to like fight against this.
Yeah.
There's people you look
No,
at
I
they
agree. That's-
post
yeah.
fucking 24/7
That's
or all
stupid,
they talk
yeah.
about or they wear hats. They
I like
can't
tunnels.
shave their face and they got to have beards and shit like that. And that's just kind of what they do.
Dig tunnels.
Yeah, they dig tunnels. They do dig tunnels, and that's they their whole life is built around this narrative. People are still talking about COVID. Like I'll see them out in public, or I'll see them at an
Yeah.
event. Friends or friends of friends, more than
It's only
likely.
the people that wear the mask that takes them off. Like I can't breathe in this thing.
Yeah.
It's like why are you wearing the mask?
I do love when you have people wear the mask like under their chin for
Yeah.
like their day at work, but they're like wearing it. They're like, well, for when I feel like I'm vulnerable.
When I
I
feel
put it on.
when I feel like and it's the ones that just don't work.
But
Yo,
again, but again, my thing to go back to whatever is who cares if you just pay attention to your own shit in life? There's so much going
Yeah.
on. We're all so insignificant. This is a flying rock in the
Oh,
middle
yeah.
of the universe,
It's nothing.
and yet now all of a sudden we're openly being like, but this is a conspiracy. Now wait, this isn't a conspiracy. I have a mask on, because I believe in this.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
you have a mask actually because you're a sheep. Bah. It's like both people are wrong. Okay,
He's like,
both people are wrong. The guy wearing the mask probably doesn't need to wear the mask. The guy who's yelling at him also doesn't need to be a dick and
Yeah,
yell at
he's
him
like,
because who
"What?"
cares?
But
What?
that's what I mean. The people controlling us,
Yeah.
they want this conflict.
Yeah. And that's why they tried to censor us and muzzle us last pod. That's why we had to re-rack so quickly, is because we couldn't allow that.
Okay, this is like some of the wildest videos I've seen. The ones on Instagram where you got the guy, like the brown guy or whatever, just like running into a room with the bag, and he just throws the bag and runs.
Those are great.
Fuck, that's funny.
That'll never not be funny.
It's so good. Wait, I like
Because
the one
place,
that goes.
just empties.
And by the way, people who say like chivalry is dead, it's only dead like in immediate serious like if there's a fire in an apartment building or trampling people down the stairs. When they like if you're in a classroom and they go like go, and the guy throws a thing, dude.
No one jumps on it.
No.
No one jumps
dude,
on it.
they're like they just momentum push off the people beside them and fucking kick them
Just
away.
hitting everyone.
Oh, they don't care. Yeah, the Titanic
Just
style.
throwing the baby across the room.
Yeah, like if it were the Titanic these days, we would win. There would be all dudes on those lifeboats. We would have just been throwing bitches overboard.
Punching babies.
Yeah,
Women and children first. That
Are you
guy
kidding me?
he
children
dies first.
Yeah, the children fly the farthest.
We need some order and structure. Get him the fuck out of there.
Yeah, get him off my boat.
Yeah, they should do the Danny McBride does the Titanic and just him just punching his way off the Titanic.
Him and Ray Rice just. Well, according to Coco, any rapper or NBA player.
Any of them. Yeah.
It's racist. Yo.
I know. This guy's exposed himself this happy. Let's just be real.
Yeah. You've taken shots at pretty much every ethnic group.
That's why it's
Say something mean about white people just to prove that you can actually do it. It's like, you know, when you're undercover, we need him to shoot somebody right now to prove that he's actually not
Take
a
the
narc.
cocaine, man.
Okay, I'll
the cocaine.
I'll do some. Okay, I'll do it against the whites without even doing against the whites.
No, that's we need
I
you to
want
do it
to
Yesterday,
direct
I won't even need to do a pun after this. Yesterday, I walked into a Walmart and a kid had a leash.
Yeah,
Fucking
we're
white people,
That's it.
man.
And we're good. At the
You don't need to
Walmart,
say anything else.
he had
That's
a blue,
fucking white people.
blue backpack leash.
Say less, fam.
Yeah. And by the way, the kid was small enough to just go in the fucking shopping cart, but it was filled with Twinkies and donuts, so it couldn't happen.
Dude, it's crazy when you look at people's like shopping
they're-
carts.
Have you ever looked at shopping carts?
Yeah.
Dude, it's it's crazy when you see like, I don't want to say it, like, but poor people and they like it's just all TV dinners. Like it's crazy. I saw this young like
Yeah, but he's
onshore couple and it was like $400 in TV dinner.
I love when it goes
but
the
that's-
other
that's-
way.
that's
When you see
food
someone
for
who's
4 years.
I love
Yeah.
it when you see someone who's like super ghetto looking. And you're like, oh, well, let's see what this gremlin has, and it's like lettuce and zucchini and like all this healthy stuff. You're like, oh, okay, shocking. Okay, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, I was wrong. But
yeah,
no,
they're like,
it
yeah,
is-
my crack dealer is super healthy.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy when you see like some people and it's just like they're like bigger people and like you just look at their cart and it's like, man, like 4 packs of Twinkies, like four packs of Joe Louis.
First of all,
I saw a
First of
couple.
all, that's. Can I just say,
Yeah.
everything in like this world has been like progressing as far as like innovation and all that. You're telling me a Twinkie or a Joe Louis is still the go-to snack? Those things sucked. They've always sucked. And now
Joe Louis
like,
are pretty dope. Man.
No, if you have actually
The red velvet in there with the cream.
How have they never made like a double icing Pop-Tart? Where's that been? Make it.
They guarantee you go.
Dragon's
to the,
Den.
It's called America.
Yeah, okay, well, I need it. I need it. No, I was in a Sobeys the other day, and there's a couple, black, and they were both of them were sitting. Both of them were sitting.
This is why we get flagged, by the way.
Black.
I take shots at everybody. I want you to live the story with me.
Okay.
All right, I'm picking up pears, Barlette. Okay. And I look over to the side, and I see it was a gentleman first. He was sitting in one of those mobile chairs. I could see his belly.
Button or
It was
just
a-
skin?
No skin, and it was a cold day. I was like, you gotta be bundled up, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna get
you're
sick.
You're gonna get
It's gonna be
button-
hard for you to fight
You're
it
gonna
off.
get button frost. You know what I mean? Belly button frost. And then right behind him, I don't think I've ever seen this. His partner. Same situation. Lizzo 2.0 in the chair. Dude,
They were almost like a biker gang.
It was, and they were.
It's a motorcade.
Yeah, and like I didn't pay attention too much. I saw them in the fruit aisle, so they maybe
They're
were
making
lost.
it-
I don't know.
no,
They were lost.
They're trying to make a change. They're trying to make a change.
Asking for directions.
Dude, getting those cotton candy grapes.
Actually, 3 aisles down is where the garlic bread and the boxed Twinkies and those cookies are. So they could have just found a shortcut. But
Dude, garlic bread could ruin your life.
no, I should stop saying this. You know
Especially
what?
if you're like a vampire.
Next pod is going to be a positive one after the white talk. It's going to be very positive.
Yeah, we got to trash.
We take
whites,
too
man.
many shots at and these are nice people, but it's the first time I've seen it was like a couple. I think there were a couple. Could have been related. Could have been genetics.
Do you think
maybe
to
it
have
wasn't their
sex they
fault?
got to like smash into each other at the carts, and then
My battery level low.
it's like how Reese's peanut butter was created. The Reese's
Yeah.
peanut butter cups were created.
I'm sure
because
there's some Reese's peanut butter cups in there.
find them in the couch
Oof.
cushions.
Oof. But do you guys get that like that crotch, that like butter on the crotch? Do you guys get that like in the crevice? You know what I'm saying? Like by your ball sack?
Just like a bit of like dirt. Like
No,
build up,
no.
or-
Like
No.
no, like
Semen
I
buildup?
get like no. It's like
talking
it's
about?
almost like it's not a wax, but it's
Ew.
kind of
Dude,
like
that's
waxy.
semen.
Yeah,
You just
it's
got-
kind of like so. It's like
stop
if I
coming in
run,
your
if I go
pants.
for a run, right? No, I think it's just like the rub of like my thighs and my ball sack.
Oh, just some
What
skin?
is
And
rub?
You know what I'm
What?
saying? Yeah.
No, man. I think that's semen, dude.
You bring up things on
Listen,
this pod that's
no.
so casual to you. Like
That's fine,
You
that's
know when
fine.
you're just like rubbing your dog's dick, and you just expect everyone to hop on, and we're like, no, we don't.
I did this morning. No, but I actually did do it this morning. He's being a really good boy. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Just
No,
gave
but-
his balls a nice little
I
dice roll.
guys, I never full cup. I never full
Sixes,
cup.
baby.
I never
Sixes,
full cup. I
baby.
go around the groin and then I graze, and then sometimes I
Me
graze.
7.
If he's being a good boy, I graze. You know what do you want me to do? I love him. I want the best for him. No, but
You ever
so you guys don't get that, huh? No,
Little
you guys don't get that.
thumb action
Although
there?
maybe the most something that I take more pride in than anything in this world is when I walk into a room and my dog gets a boner. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Is
He's so
sick
he's
and
so
disgusting.
excited
Is
to
that
see me.
oh,
you mean?
he gets boners for you?
Oh my, he fucking loves me, dude. Yeah, my dog, and also I know he's gay. His best friend's name's Bear. He's gay, but I accept him.
You are like in control of who any of his friends are. That's
Yeah,
what's
but this
strange.
is his best one, and he like he'll
He's
when he
also
sees his
incest
dog,
because his dad's giving
dude,
him
when he
tugs,
sees his dog,
apparently.
all he does is just lick this dog. Like I know he's look. We're getting off topic, okay? My point is the wax between your ball sack and your thigh.
This is
You
the
guys
worst
don't-
ending to the pod.
You
of
guys
all
don't
time.
get that.
See,
At all. Even when you run, you don't. You know why?
I don't
Because you
run.
guys
You
don't
know
run.
what?
You don't
No.
run.
He
I get it.
he went around your question, and he
Which
just
question?
showed what's wrong with fucking white people.
Wait, which question?
You know,
He
was
just gave
the
you
living
the
example.
Cincinnati two-step.
Oh, buddy, the
They'll-
Kansas City Shuffle,
He
buddy.
dives and dips and
We asked
dodges.
him
The
what's wrong with
Washington
white people.
runaround.
We asked him to mock white people, and he
Yes.
just comes around being himself.
Ball butter. Yeah, he's like
That
ball
is
butter. Yes.
enough
Is it exclusive to
to
whites?
just bring the white race
Yeah.
down to its knees in its supremacy.
Look, I'll give a couple rapid fire to end it. We're not as good at sports.
True.
Singing.
Yeah.
On aggregate, we're not as good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, being nimble.
Yeah.
We're not as nimble.
Because of the whole sports.
Think about how
things,
nimble the Asians
we're
are.
better
Yeah.
at tech.
We're not better at tech
Tech?
than like the Browns or the Asians.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not that
we're
good at
we're
tech.
not
They'd
better at
rinse
tech.
us.
Never mind.
I'll say the number
What are
one
we good
thing.
at? We're not good at anything.
We're good at
building
oppressing.
homes. We build stuff.
Missionary.
We thrive.
We build
Missionary.
stuff, but us North American old traditional value North Americans don't actually do it a
OTVs.
lot.
So
A lot of
true.
times it's like the Portuguese, the Italians. They're the
Yeah.
ones who
You
run
know
all
what
the
it is?
construction.
You know what it is?
The mob.
Anything in the cold. It's anything in the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
give
pretty
him
much
that.
all we have is cold
That's-
shit.
that's all
Dude,
we're
I was
good for.
I went ice fishing last weekend. -30.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's really messed up? We can end it on this. Ice fishing in the hut. I pass out. I wake up. The fucking hut's boiling hot. I look over. We got a little propane stove, and the one main burner's on. Fucking huge flame.
Who did that?
I run down and I turn it off and I start freaking out on all these drunk idiots that are asleep. It's like 3 a.m. I was like, what the fuck? Like, who turned the oven on? And the one guy's like, Oh, why'd you turn it off? White people.
Fucking white people.
Fucking white people.